Are you here to learn about dim ship or dimensional shipping, or maybe even what a divisor is? Well, no worries, I've got you covered. Hello again, my name is Jay Kraft here with the Facebook group Bolo, Rama Pickers Lounge, and I'm here to show you the way. Today we're going to be talking about the topic of dimensional shipping and pretty much covering everything that you're going to be needing to know regarding some of the recent USPS changes that are coming to you here this June. Now, if you're watching this video later, much later, you may want to check to see if there's a new one. But if you're watching it as of recent, or if you're just here to learn about what dimensional shipping is, this is going to cover everything that you're going to need to know. Dim ship, also known as dimensional shipping, is where we take a look at a package based on the size of the package and not so much the weight of the package. But the package's weight is also going to be important as well. We look at dim ship when we see examples of a box that is larger than 1 cubic foot. For this instance, for USPS. Now, different carriers are going to have different rules regarding their dim ship qualifications and the divisors that they use, but for today's example, we're going to be primarily looking at USPS. The reason why we're talking about this now is because new changes that are coming to USPS in June have changed the way that dimensional shipping works. Have you ever gone and put together a package and got ready to ship it out and punched in all the information that you needed to, and then realized the package was 2 to 3 times more expensive than you thought it was going to be? Generally speaking, this happens because of dimensional shipping. Now, the reason why you've seen that maybe over the last year is because of the distance that the package was going. We saw this with zones 5 through 9, which basically means about 1,500 miles or more away from where you live. These changes that have been affecting zones 5 through 9 are now going to be affecting zones 1 through 4. And if you're unfamiliar with zones and pricing and all those types of things, check out the links down below in the description. I've done a dedicated video on zones as well as cubic shipping, which is something we're going to talk about here in just a few as well. And before we get too much further, I do want to note that these changes are affecting Priority Mail, Priority Mail Express, as well as Parcel Select. Let's go ahead and start out with a fairly straightforward example. We're going to be looking at a package that has a length, width, and height of 12 inches in all directions. Now, the box itself comes out to 1 cubic foot, or, for this example, 1,728 cubic inches. And I know this can seem a lot to take on board, but we're going to do our best to wade through this together. Now, we need to take that number and we need to divide it by USPS's set divisor number. Now, the divisor number is a number set by USPS to be able to determine the actual dimensional weight of a package. These numbers do change over time, and we saw USPS just recently having a divisor of 194, and now this change is bringing it down to 166. And for this example, we divide 1,728 by 166. This gives us 10.4. 10.4 is our dimensional weight, which is rounded off to, always against our favor, to 11. So this package now, that is 12 by 12 by 12, is a minimum of 11 pounds for you to ship anywhere in America now. And like I said before, previously it was zones 5 through 9. Now it's, if you're shipping it across the street or across the country, you're going to be looking at those dimensional weights affecting this package. But remember, it is only on packages that are larger than 1 cubic foot at this time, but it's important to understand these equations and how they work because they may affect more packages down the line as well. So if we look at this example and we say we have an 11-pound package now, if your box that's 12 by 12 by 12 only contains 3 pounds worth of goods, you will be charged as if though it was an 11-pound package. A little crazy, I know. And if your package is larger than that 11 pounds, let's say it's a 20-pound package, you will be charged for a 20-pound package. Let's go and take a look at one more package. For this example, we're going to be looking at one that's 12 by 15 by 10. Now on this example, what we're going to start out by is by dividing it with the old divisor. This package comes out to 1,800 cubic inches in total. And if we divide it by the old divisor of 194, it gives us a dimensional weight of 9.2 or 10 pounds rounded up. Now, if we look at the new divisor of 166 and we do the same math again, we get a dimensional weight of 10.8 or 11 pounds. So you can see how these small changes can create radical price increases, even though the numbers seem very, very small in scale. Now, if we run this same example again and we use UPS's or FedEx divisor of 139, we actually come out with 12.9 or 13 pounds. Very, very close to that 14-pound mark, as if it got to 13.1, it would simply roll up and over. So depending on where you go to ship your packages, you can have the exact same package, exact same weight, and you can get wildly different prices, not only because of what they charge there, but because of the type of divisor that they use as well. Lowering the divisor at USPS is a little bit sneaky. The fact that not everyone is speaking about what's going on with this, it truly is no different than if they were to increase the cost of stamps and not tell anyone, or reduce the size in flat rate packaging again. Now that you understand how to calculate and speak on the topic of dimensional shipping, I think it's important that we take a moment and talk about practical ways to actually reduce your shipping cost. One of the first ones, and you guys know exactly where I'm going to be going with this, is PIRATESHIP. If you haven't signed up for PIRATESHIP yet, I strongly recommend it. It does benefit our channel, and there's a link down below, but it allows you to use cubic shipping. On top of that, it allows you to get top-rated seller rates on all of your packages, even if you're not a top-rated seller. So we're talking discounts to priority and access to cubic shipping, and on top of that, you get $100 instead of the $50 priority insurance included on every single package. Best part too, guys, it's completely free, doesn't cost anything to use, doesn't cost anything to sign up. You only pay for your postage, and you also get some discounted international rates as well. That's the first place I would suggest to start to help reduce your cost. Another thing that you can do too is to reduce package waste. I can't tell you how often I get these oversized packages that have a foot or 2 foot worth of cubic space inside of them that's going completely unused. That is space you're going to be paying for. Learning how to effectively cut your boxes down will save you more money than you can realize. It easily saves me hundreds of dollars every single year. I don't have a tutorial out yet, but I can promise you one is in the works where we're going to be walking through the best way to cut down your boxes so you don't compromise structural integrity and you don't upset the customer in the process, and at the same time you still protect the item itself that you are shipping. One other thing you can do to reduce your cost as well is look into situations where shipping more than one box may actually be cheaper than shipping a single box. This is something that we used to see a lot more before, but with recent pricing changes it hasn't been too advantageous. But now that we're rolling out DIMShip across all of America, there's going to be a lot of instances where shipping more than one box is going to save you money. Most times when you have multiple items, let's say toasters for instance, there's not going to be a great box or great orientation to be able to fit them. So by shipping multiple smaller boxes that don't qualify or don't reach the dimensional shipping cost, you can actually save quite a bit of money. On top of that, consider using a combination of boxes. Maybe you have a machine of some sort that has quite a bit of heavy nuts and bolts, and you place all of those inside of a flat rate box or a flat rate envelope, and then you have some lighter elements that maybe take up not too much space, and you ship those separately from the heavier components. Splitting up your order and using multiple boxes is a great way to reduce your cost. Just remember to let your customer know that more than one box is on the way. One more thing, guys, before you go, I do want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. And if you did learn something, I ask that you click the like button and do me a favor. Share it around with somebody else or share it within a group where you see other people struggling with the topic of dimensional shipping. I can promise you it's something that's going to bounce up randomly as people haven't taken the time to learn this topic just yet. On top of that, if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe as well and join us this Sunday and every Sunday when we do the Sunday Reseller Roundup, where you can come in and ask your questions and get live answers on air, as well as get some practical reseller news as well as some training. Thanks again for watching, and remember, if you don't make that money, someone else will. Never heard of Patreon before? This training was made possible from support from our Patreon community. It gives viewers like yourself a chance to say thank you and help support the creation of high-quality content for working professionals in the e-commerce sector. Consider visiting the link down in the description to support us and get some fantastic perks in return. Thank you to all the patrons who helped make this video possible.